All right. Oh, goodness. Every single week, just about. I've never realized until I look at the screen. Then I can see. It's hazy. There's no bueno. All right. Holy cow. Grill Sergeant. How you doing? Time shift. Buona noche. All right. Todo bem. Rob says, hello, Dash. And actually, I guess it should be 3, 2, 1. But how you guys doing this evening? Andrew, how you doing? All right. So, one of the patrons said they wanted to talk about different cuts of steak. Andrew, I know the feeling. Definitely know the feeling. Sean, how you doing this evening? Oh, that's the wrong website. This website. All right, Lou. 2 pork butts. All right, medium rare, 2.5-inch steak, medium rare. You already said medium rare. Ribeye. All right. Perfect. He said he wants a medium rare ribeye. I'll take mid rare. I'm good with that. Usually I do more medium. Well, I tend to do more mid rare. Mid rare. And my family will do more medium. My wife sometimes she wants more medium. Need to see the grill, man. Tomorrow. Actually, I guess before I finish this live stream tonight, remind me to make the video for tomorrow. Just remind me to set it up for tomorrow. Because if I don't, I will forget. And if I forget, that's no good. He said, I need to see the grill. Well, Sean, how you doing this evening? Alright. So today I'm drinking something a little different. I have this thing. Beatbox. So I tasted a little bit of it earlier, and this is the one that's still closed. I had 2 of them. So a friend of mine at his job, they had these sitting out in a container, and I was like, can I try a couple of these? He's like, sure, knock yourself out. So those of you guys who are in Texas, apparently these guys who make these are in Austin, and I'm going to be drinking out of my cup here with the stickers that can be found on BRBQUE.com. Also, speaking of BRBQUE.com, the reason why I haven't been talking about the website much is because I was out of shirts. I had an order for a shirt come in, and I had to re-up the shirts. So I will have some shirts soon again. Wow, it definitely smells like fruit punch. It says it's 11% alcohol. 11.1% alcohol. We'll see what it do. Goodness. Ooh. It tastes like some Kool-Aid that has some liquor mixed in. Actually, I like to know what liquor is in here. Doesn't say. Low calories, gluten-free, glass-free. It does not say what kind of alcohol this is, though. But it says it's equal to 3.4. All right. So let's see. Andrew, Christopher, let's see. Lou says that grill is perfect, very unique and not complicated. Very choice. All right, Mr. Hockett. Oh, I was just talking about Mr. Hockett. Mr. Hockett is the one that we can all blame for me having to reorder shirts. Not really blame. I needed a swift kick. Xavier Daniels says, "Do I have a special sauce?" Yep, these right here. Total bang. To the bone, to the bone. Question J says, hiya, Dash. Hiya, everyone. Hello to you too, sir. Alright. Kirk says he likes to stay rare as hell, bone or tomahawk. Dow butter? Dow butter? And time is the only way. That is the only way. That's all. Alright. Alright, Christopher. So here's the deal. Usually the first hour we kind of try to stay on topic and talk about the topic at hand. Second hour is pretty much open mic and we can talk about anything. You can ask your question. There's no guarantee I'll answer it though. If it's gonna be like 2 in. Alright. So cuff and stuff. What's going on, sir? Very good choice. Can't type tonight. No problem. So me, my favorite is gonna definitely be a bone-in ribeye. Now, you give me a tomahawk ribeye, if I'm paying for it, like I actually had a tomahawk ribeye 2 weeks ago. I took my wife to Fleming's and I got a tomahawk ribeye, and I just like scratched the surface on it, and I brought the rest of it home. Now, I tell you, I ended up warming it back up for breakfast the next Saturday morning. So it was a whole week in between the time I got to eat it again. And I warmed it up on the Traeger. I was like, how am I going to warm this thing up? So I put it on the Traeger about 300 degrees for about a half an hour, 45 minutes. And, when I say it was good, it was good. It was still the mid-rare in the middle. And it was good. All right, Kirk says SPG, salt, pepper, garlic, not Dow. David, yes, how you been, man? It has been a while. We start talking about shirts and then David Gorman pops up. Oh, man. David. I don't know. I don't know how I just put this, but David, you live in Maryland, don't you? Alright, Andrew says he likes his steak rare to medium rare. Not like steak you eat, but steak to your heart, right? Lamar says, what is your thought on dry aged steaks? And just got a bone-in ribeye from Porter in York or Porter Farm? Porter ribeye roast or prime rib. What's the difference? There really isn't a difference. So I'm looking at it. I have a cheater sheet here. Oh, you know what? The difference between a ribeye roast and a prime. Let's see. Ribeye roast or prime rib. What's the difference? So let's see. So there's bone-in and boneless ribeye roast. All right, ribeye roast. I was going to say I thought one was bone-in and one was boneless, but the prime rib might just be exactly that. It could be the prime grade, not necessarily the prime cut. All right. Okay. Nah, Question J, you can't be serious, right? You're trolling us, right? You said he likes his steaks well done, like crispy on the inside. Okay, David, he's in New Jersey. Okay, all right. There's someone local to me that has that same last name, and I was like, wait a minute, related? All right. Klein says he'll eat whatever you're making, buddy. He said it's all good stuff. Well, I appreciate that. Definitely. Oh, hey, buddy. Mr. Winsler. Alright. I used to be a fan of porterhouses. And so, does anybody know, or what is the difference between a porterhouse and a T-bone? I used to think they were the same exact cut, but they're not. Does anybody know the difference between a porterhouse and a T-bone? Alright, so Lamar, thoughts on dry aged steaks? It's one of those things where in order to appreciate a dry aged steak you have to have almost all steak is aged to a certain extent, okay? Because in that cryovac is a wet aging type thing, but that dry age is just, it really, really, really brings out something that you can't explain. It's just got a more, it's not even an unctuous, it's just like it hits you in the face. It's got a deeper beef flavor. It has more depth. It has more, it's not even mouthfeel, and it's not necessarily more tender. It just tastes better. And it's hard to put into words, but you can definitely taste the difference between a wet aged steak and a dry aged steak, you know, of some time. All right, it's okay, Andrew. I'm just giving you grief. Bart says medium rare. He didn't say what kind of steak he wants, but he said medium rare. Eddie Wright says just discovered my channel today. Checking in from Mississippi. All right, Klein. Okay, okay. Nah. Daddy Dutch, what's going on, man? How you doing this evening? Daddy Dutch is not, it's not the size. So, John from Drive Crash, he says how much of the one muscle it has. All right. Yeah, he's on the right track. So, what kind of smoke for a T-bone? You don't smoke steaks. I don't smoke steaks, or you know, you do like a reverse sear. All right. So, John is right. So the whole thing is the T-bone comes from either further forward or further back. And it has, there's an extra piece of muscle that's in it, which makes it slightly more tender. And that is the difference between a porterhouse and a T-bone. Of course, I'm doing a horrible job in saying what exactly the difference is, but there is. Grill Sergeant says the porterhouse has more meat on the filet mignon side. I don't know if it's actually that it has more of the filet on it or less of the filet on it, but there is a difference between them because of the muscles that are included. And I think there's like a third bit of a muscle that's included on the porterhouse that is not on the T-bone. Though in essence, they look the same for the most part. Eric Gomez says he wants a ribeye medium rare. All right, I'll take that. The difference in the size is one of the sides of the name. He says he doesn't know the name in English. Well, dígame en español. Yeah, you know, not everybody can have chrome highlights. It's the beard oil. Bart says he wants a ribeye. All right. Questa J says I mostly do the sirloin and medium. All right, man. Ciao. Buona noche. Obrigado. All right. Eddie says he wants whatever it is, medium. The Bearded Boar Barbecue and Catering says his favorite is tri-tip. You're one of those guys. You just rub it in my face almost every single opportunity you guys get. You talk about the tri-tip. We don't have, we can't get, I really can't get tri-tip inexpensively out here, and it sucks. All right, so Eddie says he's smoking 2 racks right now on a Smoke Hollow 44. All right, sounds good. Oh, Questa J, he reminded me to remind you guys, hey, if you haven't already, please hit that like button. I tell you guys all the time, it not only makes me feel better, it does actually help these videos. It does help my channel. And by helping my channel, we grow, and we're all growing together, so that's dope. So John from Drive Crash says his go-to lately is a char grilled skirt steak. I haven't done skirt steak in a long time. I don't know what it is, but I just haven't done it like recently. I don't know, man. Like, I know skirt steak is an inexpensive steak, and I think that's the allure and what throws me off with the skirt steaks, because I'm like, yeah, I'm spending $10 for, you know, a piece of meat that's like this long, but you got to eat the whole daggone single piece of meat yourself, and there's 5 of us. Like, I need a little more substance with those. But I know I did a skirt steak one time, and it was banging. It was so good. Now, you know, the worst is when you cook a steak really well, and then you're chasing your tail for like forever trying to get that same cook again. It's just, oh, it's horrible. Brock says 6-pound ribeye roast and 8 pounds dry aged Wagyu porterhouse going on tomorrow. 2 months of overtime down the hatch. Yo, wow. Brock, where you live, man? You know. All right. So Grill Sergeant says he wants a tomahawk, reverse seared, medium rare. All right. So, Samaj. Sorry. Uh, he, she. Sorry, I don't want to assume. I don't want to guess. They prefer a chuck steak. Okay. So now we've been talking about popular grilling type steaks. A chuck is definitely going to be a roast type steak. All right. And the chuck is going to be a lot leaner than some of the other steaks or some of the other cuts we were talking about earlier. All right, so Bearded Boar Barbecue and Catering says thumbs up and share with your friends. Please and thank you. John from 4J says, steak night? Brock, man, Fargo is so far away, don't you know? You should, come and bring some of that stuff, much closer to Baltimore. I'm sure I could round up some folks that would help, would even chip in. All right, definitely. All right, let's see. Eric Thomas says New Orleans in the house, or I guess we need to say New Orleans in the house. All right. Timothy Caraway says I like ribeye about 1.5 inch thick, seasoned with Dale's teriyaki and soy sauce. I like to let it set for about an hour. Get the charcoal red hot. Cook about 7 minutes on each side. He says he's hungry now. Sorry, not sorry. Oh my gosh. Bearded Boris says when he was a kid, he would get London broil from time to time and hammer that summer beach to about a 1/4 inch thick. It was good, and it was even better when that's all you know. Yeah, you know what? You're absolutely right. My wife and I have been together. We've been married for 15 years. We celebrated our 15-year anniversary back in May. But we've been together since like 2001. And no, we've been together since 2000. And so that puts us about 19 years. And when we first used to get steaks together, now she'll tell you I'm the reason why she started eating steaks. And thanks. She'll tell you that our steak palates have changed over the years. When I used to get steaks when I was younger, I used to get medium well. I used to always get medium well, and I mean, so for probably 15 years, I used to get, of this 19 years, I probably would get medium well. Maybe not 15 years, because that would put us at 2015. Maybe 10 years. I used to get medium well. Once we moved out and got our house, which was in 2000. We got our house in 2005. No, so it was later than that. But probably for the past 8 or 9 years, I went from a medium well, for the most part, like back and forth between a medium and a medium well. And within about the last year or so, I've gotten down to a mid rare. Now I haven't gone rare yet, but mid rare. All right, so Brock says start on Jacquard and cheaper cuts. So the Jacquard is that it's like it's a tenderizer, and there's blades in it. Let me just make sure I'm talking intelligently. Excuse me. Jacquard, is it? Oh, yeah. I said it wrong. Oh well, actually, yes, it is a meat tenderizer, and the whole thing is like it's almost like a punch, but when you push down, it has a plate, and then there's knives, or almost like syringes, almost that come down and go down into the meat. I've never used one, Brock, so I don't know, but people who do use them that I've seen, I mean, obviously I've heard of it because I knew exactly what it was before I looked it up. People swear by them. I mean, if you can get a cheaper cut and tenderize it yourself, don't let me stop you. Brock says medium is as low as he can go. Yo, Paul. All right, so quick story. All right, and I know I'm trying to stay on track. So I am on Tuesday. So yesterday, I had to pick up my kids a little earlier than I would like to have. Summertime, they're in camp, and I don't have to rush to pick them up from school right away because they're in camp and they can stay at camp a little longer, right? So yesterday I had to take my number 2 taste tester to baseball practice. He had to be at baseball at 5, right? Which means I get done at work at 2. By the time I get back up to my end of the state, basically, it's closer to 3, maybe even 3:30. So yesterday I got my car washed. I didn't even get it dried or anything like that. Got my car washed, and then I ran into Sam's. I got some chicken wings. I got some thighs because they were on sale. And then I picked up taste tester number 3, right? So I get to the school where, taste tester number 3 is. And I'm getting out of the car, and I'm just kind of like walking into the building, and I hear somebody honk, right? So I was like, oh, hey, it's one of those things where how the sun is hitting the windshield at just the right angle, and you can't see who's in it, but oh, okay, all right, well, I don't know the car, but I'm sure this person knows me because, of course, I'm a parent at the school. All the parents know me. They do. So I was like, hey, just kind of wave, like, and I kind of walked towards the building. So I was like, okay, I'm walking. I'm like, I'm taking my time because I'm figuring this person going to get out the car and then, be like, oh, hey, such and such, I haven't seen you in a couple weeks. Oh, my gosh, trying to catch up, right? So I'm about halfway between my car and the door where I have to walk into. And then I see the car, like, because I'm looking over my shoulder trying to figure out who this person is and all of those things. You know how you think you know somebody, but you got to, like, who do I know them from type deal. So that's what I was doing. So I was waiting for them to get out the car. So one of the times I look over, I see the doors open, but they hadn't gotten out of the car. And then I hear, hey, yo! And I stopped dead in my tracks, and I'm like, oh, you got my attention now. Because only people who know me from YouTube know that that's something I say all the time, right? So you got my attention, right? So I turn around, and then I hear, Dash! You really got my attention now, because now you're not only using my YouTube saying, my tagline, you're using my nickname. Okay. So I turn around and I start walking back towards this car. Gentleman walks out of the car and he says, hey, I am. And I'm like, what? Holy cow, what a small world. I'm like, your kids go here too, to the camp? He's like, no. One of my kids is actually working here, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yo, how about it's Paul? P. Adams, okay? His kid is at the same camp that my kid is at. So he's like, oh, my kid doesn't want me to come inside. I'm gonna text him from out here, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bruh, it's too damn hot. Let's go inside. So we go inside and talk. Now, he and I spoke earlier that day. He had some questions about some things he was cooking, and we got to talking and things like that. But, it was so funny because taste tester number 3 comes out, and I'm like, hey, doing the dad thing. And he's like, oh my gosh, taste tester number 3. It was funny. So then he told me that his kid, the kid that we met, I wasn't as impressive. I would have been more impressed, or the other kid would have been more impressed by, seeing me or meeting me than the kid that was there. But it was awesome. It was awesome. Meeting some of you guys in person is great. If you ever see me out and about, do not hesitate to yell Ayo or Dash or whatever. Like I said, you got my attention. He said the right thing. So let's see. Let me try to catch up on the comments real quick. Do you think there are methods of grilling that can make a choice for ribeye close to the prime? So, cuff stuff. The difference between a choice cut and a prime cut is going to be the fat content, which is typically the thing. So what you can end up doing is and you undercook the choice, it will be more tender, in my opinion, than or closer to a. So let's say you take that choice cut and you cook it to mid rare. You could take your prime cut and cook it to a medium, and they will probably be on the same playing field because of the higher fat content supposedly in the higher cut. Let's see, James, how you doing? Just been eat medium by mistake when aiming for medium well, but any pinker than that, and we got issues. James, you know that is not actually. So we'll talk about that in a minute. I feel like I am the hemoglobin versus myoglobin evangelist, among other things. Yeah. he said. He said, "You're famous." Yes, dude, you are famous. Yep, Brock. So that's what I was getting at. That your card comes in there. Deep frying steaks. Have you? I have not tried a deep fried steak because I don't buy cheap steaks. I'm buying 2 steaks from Sam's and it's gonna cost me $30 for 2 steaks. I am not gonna put it in a deep fryer. I just can't. I just can't do it. Like people say, "Oh man, you know what? I told you guys that brisket I did on the Traeger." When I put the jerk seasoning on, and people say, "Why don't you do like off the wall crazy things with brisket?" Because I don't want to ruin a $50 piece of meat. Like point blank, isn't? Look, it took me long enough, and I ruined enough briskets to know that I don't want to do it voluntarily. Why would I do that? So no, I don't do that. All right. So John Paul says, "Howdy, saw your tip to get that nice new grill. That place was off the hook." Going to Pennsylvania, July 22nd, near Hershey. You're wondering, is that close to that place? Yes, it is, actually. And he said he likes a 1.5-inch ribeye. It's Ayo, but Ayeyo. But anything you need to yell, just don't call me late for dinner. All right. So in regards to Hershey, it is close to Hershey. Let's see, maps. It's further north and west, I believe, than New Holland, Pennsylvania. And we are going to get directions. Where are you coming from going to Hershey? Oh, so this is 20 minutes. So, the Hershey, I guess Hershey Park. Let's see, Hershey. Because I think the park is a little. Okay, so I had it wrong. Hershey Park is northwest of where New Holland is. But New Holland is right near Blue Ball. All right. So basically, where Hershey Park is, so here's Lancaster, and here's Lancaster. Let's do my nose is Lancaster. New Holland is over here. Hershey is over here. Okay. Smoking Boot Barbecue. Good to see you too. Video on my new grill, Eric. It's already been made, man. So I tell you guys, I am usually about a week or 2 weeks out in advance for my videos, and I'm currently 2 weeks out. So this week, I don't know if you noticed, but there was a video on Tuesday. There was a video this morning. There's a live stream today. There will be a video tomorrow. And if I get the opportunity to wake up in the morning and edit, I want to get a video done for Friday, possibly Saturday. What do you guys want to see? You guys want a video on Friday or you guys want a video on Saturday? Or you know what I might end up doing? I might do 2 parts. So we'll see how long this video is. Right now with the raw footage, it's an hour and a half of footage. Though I know I will be doing some time lapses and things like that in the video. Right now it's still, even I started editing it and it is still an hour and 15 minutes. So, yeah. Alright. John Paul says, yep. Mr. Hawkins says he wants a medium well. New York strip steak, seared. All right. So I was in. What's the difference between a New York strip and a Kansas City strip? How about that? Let's see if I can find that. So we have. Is this in alphabetical order? I'm looking at a list of cuts. Petite sirloin, sirloin. All right. Paul says he likes a ribeye himself. We cooked the T-bone and it was touch. And it was tough, I guess. Maybe it was the chef. Yes, it could have been the chef. Well, look, this just says strip steak. So the T-bone is actually made up of two steaks. Okay, the two steaks that the T-bone are made up are the strip and the oh my gosh, the tenderloin, which is the filet mignon. Yeah, I don't know. What's the difference between a New York strip and a Kansas City strip? So yeah, tomorrow on the grill is I don't know, man. It's supposed to be too daggone hot. I just, there are times when I don't even feel like cooking. But if I do end up cooking, probably some burgers and dogs, something real. Oh, actually, I take that back. I got some chicken thighs on sale at Sam's yesterday. I bought a couple new toys, some real accessories, and I've been using them here and there. So I'm just kind of testing those things out, and we'll be putting them to videos soon. Mr. Hawkins says Friday, please. Saturday he'll be building his offset. Either. Ken, how you doing this evening? Big Lou, how you doing, sir? Yo, that knife, Big Lou. Woo. You look like you. Oh, don't make me have to cut you. Yeah, man. That was a really nice knife, sir. Well, Ken, no problem. I'm just stopping by too before I go to sleep. All right. So we're talking about steaks tonight, and so now here's the thing. One of the things too. So, what is the liquid that Big Lou said he used that knife to cut some ribeyes today? Hopefully there was video and hopefully there was some sharing involved. Renee, how you doing this evening? So, what is the proper term for the liquid that comes out of steaks after they're cooked? So, woo. Golly, Ken, I remember those days, man. I remember those days. There was a point in time where I worked two full-time jobs and a part-time job. Yeah, network outage. Grr. Been there. I used to work overnight at a knock. I definitely know the pain. But what is it? What is that liquid? What is it called? What is that liquid called that comes out of a steak? No looking up on Google either. All right. It's not blood, Questa J. I will. Those is, for them is fighting words. It is not blood. It's not au jus either. And the whole thing is, so I had someone correct me, and I've been trying to so au jus means with juice. So you would say you have a steak au jus, right? But if you just have the juice, then it's just the jus. Okay. So yeah. All right. So Ken is close. Ken says it's not blood. It's not blood. So Ken is close. So there's a difference, and what it is it's the moisture from the cells. I told you not to Google it. So there's a difference between hemoglobin and myoglobin. Hemoglobin is blood. Myoglobin is not blood. Myoglobin does almost the same thing. So what happens is your blood takes the oxygen and it oxygenates your. Say this again. the blood is the transportation method to get oxygen into your cells. When the cells get oxygenated, they get oxygenated, and the oxygen gets put into the cells by myoglobin. Okay, the myoglobin has similar properties to hemoglobin. Again, myoglobin, not blood. Hemoglobin, blood. Myoglobin, moisture that comes from the cells. Hemoglobin runs through your arteries and veins and things like that. That's your blood, right? The hemoglobin oxidizes when it touches oxygen, which is why it turns red. Myoglobin does the same thing because it is highly oxygenated, and because it's oxygenated, it also has a pink tinge to it. It's not blood. It's not blood. If it were blood, it would taste like a penny, okay? Because there's a lot of copper in hemoglobin, but it's not. It's not blood. All right, it's all 90-something% water. Yep, Ken, you're right. He said he forgot the proper name for it. Yes, myoglobin. So I feel like I have to like to eat a steak that's not well done because they don't want any blood in it. I'm like, oh boy. I'm like, sit down. Let's talk about this for a second. I talked to a young lady at my job. She is a definite foodie, okay? And when I told you I was at Fleming's, I saw her at Fleming's, and I said, hey, how'd you like your steak? What did you? She said, oh, I get my steaks well done. What? You come into a nice, fine establishment like Fleming's and you getting your steak dried out? Why? Why would you do that? She said, I can't stand the sight of blood on my plate. Pump your brakes. I went to her whiteboard in her office and started drawing out and put like words up there. And I'm like, look this word up, look this word up, look the difference between the two. And explained it to her and was like, yo, it's not blood. Don't say it's blood. She was like, it skeeves me out. I'm like, it's not blood. I'm like, it is the nectar of the gods, basically. I'm like, don't do that. Ken says, you go ahead and keep your globin, and I will keep my globin. Dad jokes. Definite dad jokes. So, but I mean, so what else is there? I mean, so aside from, so what's your least favorite cut of steak? Ken, that was good, man. That was definitely good. All right, so let's see. Ken says his least favorite cut is the one he didn't buy. Oh gosh, John said liver. Ooh, I can't stand liver. I don't eat liver either. I was not born in the right generation to appreciate liver. Ooh, Now liver, that's blood. The liver is what cleans out the blood. Or, yeah, the kidneys clean the urine. The liver cleans the blood, which is why it tastes the way that it does. Hey, Questa J, thank you very much, man. Definitely have a good evening. Ken says it's hard to cook right. Big Lou says he loves liver. Big Lou, man, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. You might be a little older than I am, and you're definitely further geographically south than I am. Those are two factors which would probably increase the likelihood of you liking liver. Questa J, have a great one, sir. Thank you very much for hanging out. Mr. Hawkins says round steak, easily overdone. That is true because it is such a lean cut of meat. So I'm looking at this steak chart here I pulled up just to kind of cheat. You have your eye round roast, your eye round steaks, bottom round roast, and of course the top round as well. Yeah, it's very lean. There's no fat with those. Yeah. James Burnett says filet is his favorite. He said they're never big enough. Well, the whole thing is, you get the whole tenderloin, and then you can make your filet as big as you want. Yes. You get that whole tenderloin, you can make that steak as big as you want. Ken says his grandfather was a master at cooking liver. Yeah. No, sir. John says anything from the roast? Yep, that and Scrapple. Yeah. Uh-oh. No problem, Kent. I mean, I saw he was trimming briskets, or going to be trimming briskets, and I was like, oh, okay. So, no worries. Chuck steak. Don't like it. It's tough. So the chuck is actually what you can use to make the poor man's burnt ends. And I tell you what, most chucks. So I don't know where does the chuck come from. If I had to guess, the chuck, it is so the chuck is a muscle of locomotion. Muscles of locomotion because it's on the shoulder. The brisket comes from lower on the front legs, so the chuck comes from the shoulder. It is a muscle of locomotion. Muscles of locomotion take a lot more to get done or to be done and actually be tender. So that's probably why you don't like it, because you're not cooking it long enough. Just like you cook a brisket until it's dead and then it dies again. Same thing with the chuck. You have to. That's why they use them for roasts a lot, because you cook them very slowly, very low, and that's how all of the everything breaks down. Next best thing. How you doing? Big Lou. Nothing wrong with either of those two things. Kent, you're old. We have a dance hall down here. The Friday night's a steak night. They have a giant wood fire grills. You pick your steak, have dinner, and then listen and dance to the band. Well, Ken, thanks for the invite. Hey, Kent, I understand, man. Definitely multitasking at its finest. I appreciate that. Love the smell of liver, gravy, and onion, but it tastes like liver. Can't do it. Me neither. Me neither. Ken says he's too tired to even spell steak correctly. Yeah, he wanted a medium steak through the heart as opposed to one he was going to eat. Yes, there's a difference between poor man burnt ends and regular burnt ends. Just like, to me, there's certain things you don't have to put prefixes on or like to qualify. To me, bacon, if you say bacon, that's pork bacon. Okay, but if I say turkey bacon or beef bacon, then that qualifier makes it known that it's not pork. Like if I say ribs, it's going to be pork ribs. Okay, but I don't need to say pork ribs. Now, if I say beef ribs, then boom, beef ribs is what we're talking about. Same thing. Well, I won't say chops. That's a little, but there was another one I had. Another example I had like that. Ribs, bacon. Oh, come on, there was another one I just had. It was on the tip of my tongue. Oh, when you say steak, usually steak is beef. Now, if you're going to talk about pork steak or a piece of pork cut into a steak, then you would say pork steak, or like pork shoulder steak, something like that. So, to me, poor man's burnt ends is one thing. That's the chuck. Burnt ends come from brisket. Yeah, I don't know. Is the chuck is the shoulder equivalent to the butt on the swine? Yep. I was looking at Big Lou. I gotta look, man. I gotta cheat. Oh yeah, it's a big difference. Definitely a big difference. I mean, just like the difference between like pork belly and bacon. All right, to me. Andrew says his mom loves liver, but he doesn't. Pork chops, but you know what? Like, you say pork chops, even though you don't just say chops though. I mean, I don't. I always say pork chops, because I do also cook turkey chops. All right, I love turkey chops. So actually, steak is not actually I had. There's another thing, you know. Sometimes it's crazy how I get into the craziest conversations around meat. Steak is actually the method of slicing. Okay. Anybody seen that video around where it's an English couple and the husband is cracking up because he tells his wife he wants tuna steak, and the wife puts tuna fish on top of a steak, and he's dying because he says, "Hey, I want tuna steak. I want a tuna steak," and she's like, "That's what you want? It's tuna and a steak." And he's like, "No, steak is the there's a difference. Like you can fillet a piece of fish, or you can cut it into a steak. The steak is just it's the difference between cutting it parallel versus perpendicular. So when a steak is cut, it is cut perpendicular to the muscle. You know. All right, we got Mississippi in the house. Smoked the whole hog. No, I have not. New Orleans fan for life. I do not get much call for smoking a whole pig, and I can't just justify cooking a whole pig for my family of 5. So no. 72 ounce steak rule, shrimp cocktail, baby. I would love to do that. Picanha or tri-tip? Picanha all the way. Alright. Picanha. Especially seeing as how I can get picanha and I can't get tri-tip. But picanha is delicious. Dave Murphy, how you doing, sir? I feel like it's been a while since I've talked to you too. We got a couple long timers or old heads popping back in. So I just want to say thank you for hanging out. I definitely appreciate you hanging out. I know this topic is not the best. It's not the most interesting, and it has left a lot of the business folks who are trying to learn how to do something business related in the wind here. But this is fun, man. I love talking about steak. My hands on a wild hog, but not many. Yep, I can imagine. Oh yeah, I've seen that. That's by the some stockyards or stock something like where they had the cattle auctions and stuff like that. Apparently, it's in the same vicinity. I think it is. That's one of those places I would love to go. Brock says, "Great topic. Yes. You know what? This is one of those topics that the real homies, the true fans are going to stick around and contribute to. That's how I feel about this one. Because, I mean, we're talking about, it's barbecue. We talking about grilling steaks usually, but still, you get the idea. You get the picture. Oh my gosh. Bearded Boar says, he can get wild hogs from his back porch. He has a deer feeder about 200 yards away. Some of us live in a city. I was about to ask you if he had running water, but I held back. Oh, man. Yes. Hey, Rob says, hit that like button. Good folks, I'd appreciate that, definitely. If you haven't already, please do hit that like button. That thumbs up, it not only makes me feel better, but it makes these videos do much better. The more people see, the more people will see. So yeah. Carnivore, sharing is a passion, definitely. Kent says, send them one. Amarillo Stockyards. You can smell them for 60 miles away during the summer. Oh. Ken, you ain't smelled nothing until you've driven through Kennett Square, Pennsylvania. Okay? Kennett Square, Pennsylvania is like the mushroom capital of the United States, probably. I don't want to say the world. I don't know if it is the world, but it is just west of Philadelphia. And if you drive through Kennett Square on the wrong day, dog, ooh, you know they grow mushrooms in Monroe. Bruh. I don't know how mushrooms taste so good when they in something that smells so bad. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that. Kennett Square, Pennsylvania, driving on Route 1. Woo. Yeah. Daddy Dutch says He'll put a whole hog on a rotisserie. Hey, Dave! Whoa, buddy! Thank you so very much, man, for the contribution to the fund. Oh. Oh, Big news is we are running water a few times a week. He says our rural water shuts down a lot. Oh, man. I am fortunate that I've never had to encounter an issue like that, but I mean, the worst we have is there are water main breaks every now and again, and I live. You guys can hear in the videos. I live close to a pretty major thoroughfare, and when I say major, it's in two. There's traffic in two directions, and there's major water lines running out there on under that street, and they break once, maybe twice a year. We'll have a water main break, and it's not pretty. It's not pretty. All right, so Kansas, trying Pasadena near Houston. Oil refineries everywhere. I can imagine this smell of crude oil is not the best. Actually, I know what that smells like. Did you guys hear there was a refinery fire in Philadelphia? That fire was not too far off of 95 and or the expressway, and you could smell the refineries if the wind was blowing in the wrong direction from the highway. Bearded boar, man. So what you said fresh is best. Like, is there a difference between, I guess, something you catch right away and you slaughter it right away, or something you buy in the store? Like, what is it? Because I've heard that, but I've never experienced it because I've never had that opportunity. So can you expand upon that? Expound on it? Oh, Ken, yeah. Sulfur, oof. I don't wish that upon anyone. Like, to have to really smell all the time. Pretty consistent. Okay. Fresh water going into his pond. What? You got a pond too? You fish? Do the pig, like, can you sit, be sitting at the pond trying to catch some fish, and then the boar or pig come up to you and you be like, oh, hey, what's up? It's like, oh no, I'm chilling, I'm just getting something to drink. I'll be out your hair in a couple minutes. Like, y'all talk over forget the water cooler. Y'all got a pond. That's what's up. He said the rural water is pretty consistent there. Paul says he thought the fresh would taste gamey, and I guess it would depend. So, Big Lou, you have a pond? What? I need a house tour. Oh, says you don't want them around there mean. Are you talking about pigs or you? Oh man, I definitely admit to being a city slicker. I know nothing about that. Nothing about that. All right, so today I haven't had any clear in quite a while, but I was at my friend's job and he had these, or they had these. It was just sitting in a box. I'm like, hey, can I try one of those? And yeah. So this is like a hard fruit punch, and it contains 11.1% alcohol, which is not near any of that clear that I would be drinking. But tomorrow's a holiday, and we are going to have a good night. Let's see here. Wild boar. Yep, I have seen wild boar / pigs like rooting and charging at folks, again, in the movies and TV though. Whoa. So Ken says he did a whole hog with his old head chef who was from Hawaii. We dug up the sand volleyball court, put big rocks in, and started a bonfire, stuffed it with fruit, and wrapped it in leaves and buried it. I watched, any of you guys watched the Bon Appetit channel on YouTube? Brad Leone, was just in Hawaii, and he did 3 videos, or they did 3 videos last week, and there was one video this week, or I guess it was yesterday or Monday. And one of the videos, they cooked a whole pig, and it was crazy. Like, it looked really interesting, and you know, that was a similar method of how they did it. They had a hole that was already dug in the ground, and they put, what did they put down first? I can't remember if they put rocks down first or what, but they put the pig in. I know they put rocks down. Then they put the leaves and everything like that. Oh, did they build the fire and put the rocks on top of the fire? Don't get me the line, but it was dope. Like, it made me want to make a like a pig cooker type deal out of a fire pit in my backyard. Man, Big Lou, what's up, man? I need some bass. Oh, you know what, Big Lou? I think I saw a video of yours where you cooked the bluegill a long time ago, a while ago. Um, yeah, I think I did see a video of yours where you cooked the bluegill. I didn't even know what a bluegill was, but I saw a video a while back of you cooking a bluegill. Chocolate Capricorn, how you doing this evening? Young ones, best ones to smoke. The males, especially the older ones, are gamey. Okay. Catch the males, castrate them, then come back for them later. No longer gamey. Alright, well, I guess that's probably the reason why they get castrated. Is it, you think it's like the testosterone that does that? If that's such a thing in pigs? I don't know. Asking for a friend. But I don't know. You know, one of the things that my wife and I have been talking about for a very long time is getting alright. Okay. My wife and I have been talking about getting like a half or quarter of a cow, and it just been one of those things where we've been talking about it. But I think I would probably be, or myself and the kids would be the ones that would eat almost all of it, because she doesn't like to do as much beef as we do. Hold on, what's a tank to flavor the meat? Okay, Ken. Thanks for that bit of education. Interesting. Well, John says he just got done reading Sam Jones' whole hog book, and he really wanting to do a whole hog now. How you gonna do it, with some cinder blocks, or you guys are gonna dig a hole in the ground? Getting fixed will make you gamey. I know that too. Well, actually, it's not getting fixed will make you gamey. But yeah, I've also been to see Dr. Cha. I love it. Ask me how I know. Cinder blocks. Well, so you know I'll be out there in like late September, early October, right? Quarter bushel there several years ago. We should do it again. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Ken, that's no good. Oh man. What happened to being humane? Gosh. That's no good, man. That's no good. Big Lou says the tenderloin / fillet from the butcher's steer was the best he ever had. I am like, I think it's one of those things where you know it's horrible, but I can't afford to buy one. But I'll spend, and I know I'm spending way more money going out and eating and or buying, you know, the errand. Like I cooked some steaks again. You know, I did them on on Charlotte, and I did 3 choice steaks and I did 2 prime steaks. So there's 5 of us in the family, and I cooked the choice steaks first, and then I cooked the prime steaks, and I ended up eating the prime steaks, not all myself, but I was trying to hurry up and get. I think taste tester number 1 was not home that night. He was out with some friends, and so my wife, the taste tester number 2 and taste tester number 3 had the choice. Actually, you know what it was? The My wife and taste tester number 3 split a steak, and then taste tester number 3 went back and got some more steak for herself. But yeah, I cooked 2 choice steaks and then or 3 choice steaks and then 2 prime steaks. Hey Ken, thank you very much, man, for hanging out. Definitely appreciate your input. Did a cow for 18 months. Turned out very tough. Did you age it for 18 months? I need some more clarification there. Or did you grow it for 18 months? Or, well, not grow, but, have a cow? I don't. Please enlighten me. Goodness. Okay, grew it. So from a calf. So how long do you need to age the cow? How long do you need to grow the cow, I mean, I know 18 months is probably over the what can I think what it's called? What's the young cow called? Not a calf, but like when you're eating it. Veal. I guess it's past the veal stage. Hey, Mr. Hockett, thank you very much for hanging out. Can't afford to buy one. Or want to halves and half there. They moved to Shreveport, man. Shoot. Yeah, veal. I don't know why it was brain fart here. D, how you doing this evening, sir? But yeah, so how old is a calf, or when is a calf not considered veal anymore, and when is it considered beef? Like, I guess lamb is it lamb and mutton, or I know one is just age. Man, I have never done a really expensive. I just can't afford it, man. My son, when I was getting close to 10,000 subscribers, he said, you should do a Wagyu beef. I'm like, bruh, there's no way I can afford a $250 or $300 piece of meat. Like, no way. Do you know how many? Like, that's the cell phone bill. That's the car note. Like, no, I can't do that. All right. You said I think they consider young between 18 and 30 months. All right. Interesting. Very interesting. So, I think I asked you guys this, but what are your least favorite cuts of steak? Aside from the eye round, someone commented eye round. And I was going to say, I don't particularly care for it. I had a Kansas City strip when I was in Kansas City. I'm like, oh, I'm in Kansas City. I need to get a Kansas City strip. If I knew then what I know now, I would have sent that damn thing back. It wasn't horrible. It just wasn't a ribeye. It wasn't a porterhouse. Even though, there's a good piece of the porterhouse and there's an okay piece of the porterhouse. So, yeah. Let's see. I recently lamb was under a year. After that, it's mutton. Okay. Cattle, maybe. All right. Well, John from Drive Crash, from the Drive Crash name there, he says, consider young between 18 and 30 months. So, let's see. This is why I have my laptop here. If only there were a device where we could ask questions. When is a cow not considered veal? Okay, veal is the meat of calves. In contrast, the beef from older beef is from older cattle. Let's see. Oh, oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. So, all right. So this is the. Let's move this so you guys can see me as I'm reading this. Veal is the meat of calves, in contrast to the beef from older cattle. Veal can be produced from a calf of either sex and any breed. However, most veal comes from young males of dairy breeds, which are not used for breeding. Generally, veal is more expensive than beef from older cattle. So that makes a lot of sense. You're going to have veal from young male calves because, duh, if they're on a dairy farm, I don't know about you, but I'm not drinking milk from a male calf. Oh goodness. Bob veal is a calves that are slaughtered as early as 2 or 3 days old, and at most 1 month old. Interesting. Production. Male dairy calves are commonly used for veal production as they do not lactate, and therefore surplus to the requirements for the dairy industry. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. You obviously don't need male calves around a dairy farm. For the most part, you probably have a couple bulls that impregnate the, not a sow, the other calves. All right. Okay. Big Lou says, I know, man. Words sometimes they escape me too. You get to type them out, which is sometimes it can be more difficult. D says the future brisket is what veal is. Yeah, brisket. Dairy cow. All right, Zach. Thank you very much. Coming in clutch with the assist. Fireworks. Sometimes you gotta check. I live in Baltimore City. You don't just. It's not a given that it's firework. Zach says he has 2 pork butts on the smoker right now. Are they picnics or are they butts? Well, you said butts, so okay, they are probably butts. Did anybody find value in that video that I put up today? Just type a V down below if you found value in that video. Simple man, I am good, man. I'm a little tired, but it is what it is. I'm pushing through. It is Wednesday, so we get to have our discussion. We get to hang out, throw some back. Yeah, I'm drinking liquor out of a box today. Southeast Texas in the house. I'm good. 20 man says, "Hey, Big Lou." Oh, okay. So Zach says he only knew that they were dairy cows because he watches a cool YouTube channel called 10th Generation Dairy Farmer. I think I may have seen that channel, like it popped up one day in one of those suggested videos. Alright, so Zach says he saw the video today. He found value in it. D said he saw the video and found value in it. Nope. Simple man, not doing anything special tomorrow, man. What's crazy is people like, oh, you're going to be busy tomorrow. Holidays, people tend to cook for themselves. When they have an event, it's just like anything. You don't schedule stuff around holidays because people are traveling or they might be coming to your place or you're going to their place. So people just aren't around. With that being said, the fact that it's on a Thursday, and I have to work on Friday, but again, those things being said, as far as me being busy, I'll probably just be cooking for my family tomorrow. Nothing special. Hey, Jacqueline, how you doing? Rob says he found value in it. Coven stuff. I think I said it earlier. He said he found value in it. All right, Zach says he doesn't know the difference between a pork butt and a picnic. Got a quick question, a second to explain. So I explained in the video that I put up earlier this morning. Perfect timing. So the difference between the shoulder and the picnic, all right, and I'll tell you exactly how I did it in the video today. So the shoulder is just that. It's from here, like the clavicle, sternum, clavicle, to the ball joint, okay, or the joint where your rotator cuff, right, and then the picnic is from here down, all right. It looks like a ham because it is the lower, the upper portion of the front leg, right. Hey, Tony man, he says cattle terminology. The cow is, cow is female. The bull intact male. Okay, yes. The steer is a male, not intact, usually used for beef production. And calf is young cattle. Thanks, Big Lou. Now, I can only remember that. Wife made me put the butts in the brisket back. Fancy burgers, chicken, and fish tomorrow. Nothing wrong with that, D, man. Sometimes you gotta go back basic and do. But you said fancy burgers. At least that's nice. I'll probably be doing some chicken thighs tomorrow. But that's pretty much about it. Zach says thanks. Speaking of which, I'm supposed to be calling my cousin. She wanted to know what we were doing tomorrow. Cutting board smoker. Dude, I'm trying to think of your name. I know we've talked about it before. What is it? Just remind me again. I like the new grill. There are some things that I would like to modify or I would have done differently, but it's solid. Like, oh yeah, you guys are gonna see. I used it already. I've only used it twice technically. I just put a fire in it. In the video you'll see tomorrow, I did put a fire in it, and I let it burn off, sprayed it down, just to season it and let some of that manufacturing oils and other things like that burn off. These are bone-in thighs. They were on sale at Sam's, and I snapped them up. I'm a sucker for orange sale sticker, especially at Sam's. They are bone-in thighs, and they're just gonna be for us. Whenever I get stuff on sale, it's just gonna be for us. Chris, that's it. Sorry, man. I try. I try to remember all you guys' names, but I don't get them all the time. I only watch half. But you, oh well, Big Lou, I appreciate that, man. Definitely appreciate that. He said he watched the live video versus the video that I put out this morning. I dig it. You can always go back and watch either of these videos at a later time. But I'm very appreciative that you stopped by and hung out with us. Oh man, D, that grill is something else. It is something else. James, you know what? They're becoming a favorite of mine because they are so inexpensive. I think I've told you guys, or I know I've made mention of it before, that I am not a fan of leg quarters. My mom used to go to this place in Philadelphia, not too far from where we lived. It was it's called Mount Airy Meats. I grew up in the Mount Airy section of Philadelphia. It was either Mount Airy Meats or Wilson's. Now I think about it, I can't remember. And it could have been a combination of the both, because I think they both did exist. But she used to buy a case of leg quarters. Oh my gosh. One, my mom wasn't strong enough to really put the 40-pound box in her trunk. So when she would get home, she would call me and find me, and it was my job to get the leg quarters out of the trunk of the car. So I would have to lug the 40-pound box in the house, and then I would have to take the 40-pound box, and it would go on top of the washing machine, because the washing machine was right next to the utility sink in the basement, right? I then had to wash out the utility sink to make sure it was clean. Then I used to have to take those gallon bags, the ones before Ziploc bags that had the zip tie, the twist tie. Yo, vividly remember putting 2 leg quarters in each bag and having to put them in the deep freezer, which was like dryer, utility, sink, a little wall, a little bit of space, and then the deep freezer. And we had a tall deep freezer. Vividly remember, and my mom used to fry chicken every Sunday. Every Sunday. It was leg quarters every Sunday. Yo, if I don't eat another leg quarter in my life, it'll be too soon. But I do and can still appreciate thighs. I will not eat a chicken leg. Just don't do it. I'll eat turkey legs. Just no chicken legs, though. All right, well, Parker, man, thank you for hanging out and saying what's up. Greatly appreciate the time. I like bone-in thighs as well. Hey Kent, don't do that, cause he knows I need that Old Smoky. All right, he knows I need it, cause he wants to. Old Smoky needs to expand. They need to expand to the west, or excuse me, to the east. Yeah, that knife. Oh yes. Cleaning leg quarters is a pain. They are not great. James, what's wrong with you? Oh, leg quarters. No way. No way. Rick, how you doing? San Antonio's in the house. When was the last time you've been to meet Tieta? Is it Tieta? Is that the name of the place? Or the Riverwalk? I tell you, when I went to San Antonio and I saw the Alamo, I was disappointed. Oh. Yes, Jacqueline and Dad is everywhere, as is Simple Man's Barbecue. Huh. Whew. How did I traumatize you, James? I'm not. I was disappointed because you hear these stories of the Alamo, and they build it up, and then you see it, and it's like, yo, my dining room is bigger than the Alamo. The entire building of the Alamo, my dining room is not, but I'm just trying to put it into perspective. Oh man, can't get it done. Yeah, Rick. But it's not even that it's a tourist spot, because I went late at night. All right, and it was one of those things where, and it wasn't that late, but it was nighttime, and I was staying in Austin, and I was down in San Antonio working, and it's like, oh wait, I guess you're talking about me, Tierra. So we went there to eat. Apparently, it was something decent. Now this is also probably 7 or 8 years ago, so I don't know. But they wanted to show us the Riverwalk and then the Alamo and then Tierra, apparently. No problem, Rick. Benji, how you doing this evening? (24x72). That's a decent size, man. 6 feet long. 3/16. Nice. Nice. Dutch. That's what's up. Yeah, I was disappointed in the Alamo. Yeah. We were just talking about fireworks a couple minutes ago. I heard something and I was like, was that gunshot or fireworks? You guys don't know I live in Baltimore City, right? Jacqueline, who you telling? Yeah, Kent. Do some build videos. Definitely. You know what's funny though? I will give you this word of advice. Before you mention it publicly, start building it. Get halfway done building it because you can kind of take your time in building it as opposed to being rushed by certain people. All right, in the comments. I definitely recommend that if you're going to be building it, you almost finish it before you make mention of it and start talking about it because the comments will be like, when's it going to be done? Is it done yet? And just a word to the wise, man. Been there, done that. You know, ask me how I know. Yo, go ahead. You can send the drumsticks all you want. My wife and kids and daughter love drumsticks. I don't eat them. I don't eat them at all. D says he ducks until he remembers no one is after him. Yep. Why would you shoot a gun at a tornado? I just, what's the logic in shooting a gun at a tornado? Please explain. Like, I'll wait. This is me waiting for the comments to explain what's the point of shooting a bullet in a tornado or at a tornado. Kent says he built the first smoker he owned. Okay. All right, Mega Nate. Yes, it's coming, dude. It's coming. Benji said they shoot at tornadoes because they're crazy. Duh. Like why? Like for what reason? Nope. You know what, Big Lou, was funny? I had a chicken butt yesterday. I went and got a rotisserie chicken, and I ordered a lunch special. Right, the lunch special was a half chicken, and so it's a half chicken, and it comes with 2 sides. I threw away the chicken leg. I do not eat chicken legs, Sam. I am. Yep, I do smoke turkeys. I smoke turkeys usually just around Thanksgiving. So turkey is very expensive anywhere around the time frame outside of like Halloween through Easter. It's really expensive. But between Halloween and Easter, you can get turkey pretty reasonably priced. You know, we're talking like 99 cents a pound, under $1.50 a pound for a whole turkey. That's good. This time of year, it's going to be closer to $3 or $4 a pound for turkey. I ain't paying that. Benji said it's tradition to shoot it turned out. Whatever, man. Michael Green, we keep the politics out of here. So, let's see. Oh, man. Oh, Michael Green, you're going on timeout. Yes, Jamie, I do have a video where I have smoked turkey. I smoked the whole turkey as well as turkey breasts. Gosh, R. Lewis, you too, another one who starts to bring up tri-tip. Because of the fact that I live in Baltimore, which is on the East Coast of the United States, we do not have access to tri-tip easily. The tri-tip I do get is pre-packaged and pre-seasoned. I don't want that. I want to season it myself. Or it is $7 or $8 per pound for tri-tip, and I have to buy a 10 to 12 pound pack of it. I can't afford that just on a whim. So, yeah. Yeah, Jamie, just do a search for whole smoked turkey. You might have to, like, also put in SDSBBQ or steel drum smokers. But I have done a whole turkey, and I'll walk you through the entire process. Okay? The entire process. I guess I did that video 2 years ago, and I did it like a month before Thanksgiving, and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna do this video about smoking a turkey, and I guess it did okay view wise, but I was expecting it to do better. Let's see, I love plate ribs now. Yes, now we're talking. I get plate ribs all day. Would you recommend a turkey breast smoked and sliced for lunch meat? Yes, Zach. The reason why I smoked the turkey breast was because my wife wanted me to get turkey breast. Like she wanted a real turkey breast, not something that was processed, and for me to smoke it and slice it up for the kids' lunches. This is a year or so ago. And it did turn out really well. Oh, Lou, you got the leg quarters, man. If you didn't already, I posted some pictures on Instagram of me talking about leg quarters, and I'm like, fun fact, I dislike leg quarters. Oh gosh, man, Kent, you too, man. Stop talking about tri-tip. Nah, 20 man. I did cook on the grill. I had an event. Like I talk about it in the video tomorrow that I had an event. The day I filmed the video that's coming out tomorrow, the next day I had an event. So yeah, I've already cooked on it. And yeah. Nick Blevins, how you doing this evening? 275 to cook a turkey because of the fact that you want to be able to crisp the skin. Turkey is poultry. Poultry doesn't care. Chickens, you can smoke a chicken at 275, 300 degrees, and it's really not gonna care. The only difference is it will just take longer. The lower you cook it, the longer it's gonna take. And the higher you cook it, the better your. I saw something I corner my eye, just a shadow. The higher you cook it, the crisper the skin is going to be, but the skin is not going to be the same as if you did it on the grill. So just know that going in. That's what's up, D. He said smoked turkey is seriously starting to become one of his favorite things. R. Lewis says bologna is something he wants to try smoked. Okay. John says he just bought a case of turkey breast to try out this weekend. Good luck. Are they bone-in breasts or are they like the processed breasts, kind of like a pit turkey or a pit ham or pit beef type stuff? What's my favorite wood to smoke with? So I won't say creature of habit, but I smoke with whatever my arborist gives me. The majority of the wood that I get is oak. I have gotten some cherry oak or cherry, some red oak. I've done mulberry, locust, maple. I use whatever he gives me. Haven't seen a turkey breast video. Did you recall the price per pound average? No, I don't. I really don't. Sorry. I know the turkey breast probably at the time. Again, I've only done turkey breast between like Halloween, so end of October through Easter. Because you have Thanksgiving, you have Christmas, and then you have Easter. The bookends obviously are going to be Thanksgiving and Easter. That's when people do those big roasts, those hams, other things like that. And turkey is one of those seasonal type items. So a turkey breast might have been $2.50. Again, this has been some years ago, and it was during the peak time of year as well. So that would have a determining factor. Just breast on homes. Well, that's where your meat thermometer is going to come in handy, John. Definitely. Let's see. Nick says, "What am I drinking tonight?" So tonight I have this. I went to a friend of mine's job, so the guy that helped me out get my shirts taken care of. He works at a place where they do promotional stuff, and I guess this company. Maybe they worked with him, but they had a whole box of this stuff. Like you would see, I don't know, at a concert. And I was like, hey, you mind if I take one of those? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, nah, go ahead. So this is what I'm drinking. It's alcoholic fruit punch. So 11.1% alcohol. And it's not bad. This is Party Better. But apparently this stuff is made in Austin. Looks like one of those, you know, water WTR type things. And let's see if I can look down in there. I can't see it. I don't know if it's plastic lined or if it's like foil lined, but it's not bad. I guess it's lined with foil. It's not bad at all. I don't know if I would like. It definitely needs to be cold, and I had a lot of ice in here, and there's very little left. I need to go get some more ice in a moment or so. Jeez, man, can't send some my way. D, it's not about the bacteria thing. It's cooking between 275 and 300 is going to help crisp up your skin on poultry. Okay, John, he says boneless. Here's some of his favorite things to smoke. Yep. So that's the thing. If I had to rank the methodologies of cooking turkeys, it would definitely be fry and smoke. There's no other need to do anything to cook a turkey. So oak, hickory, and pecan. All right. Oh, this free wood. Oh man. D says best wood is free wood. Quart maple because his neighbor was cutting down a tree. I agree. And you know, so I my normal saying is the best beer is free beer, and the only thing that tops free beer is cold free beer. It belonging way back. All right, it was crazy good. I am a beer drinker. I do drink. I won't say a lot of beer, but I drink my fair share. Chuck-a-baloney is really good. Okay. I don't drink when I'm smoking, when I'm cooking, because I've been there and done that where I've drank too much and sat down and fallen asleep, and then my fire's gone out and extended my cook and stuff like that. So nah, I usually don't drink while I'm cooking. Yes, someone else was bragging about tri-tip, Nick. Y'all both about to get booted. Hey, Big Lou, thank you very much for hanging out and stopping by. If you haven't already, hit that like button for me. I'd greatly appreciate it. Yeah. Eric, how you doing this evening, man? Hey, yo. Arizona checking in, using mesquite wood, and don't overdo it. I agree. Actually, I had some mesquite pellets. I didn't like them. I didn't like the way it smelled. Uh, Jack. Ooh, Jack. Hey, Betty. How you guys doing? Happy Independence Day, guys. Yeah. R. Lewis. I figured you were talking about drinking beer. I don't drink a lot of beer. I don't drink a lot when I'm smoking, when I'm cooking for someone else. Now, if it's just for me and I might be, you know, grilling on the house, oh, I can pound some. But not when I'm cooking for someone else. I need to say semi-cognizant, cognizant. Because the worst, I'm telling you, the absolute worst is falling asleep and the fire going out, the fire dying down. And oh, man. You're chasing your tail. No need to apologize. All right, Carlos, how did they turn out? Hopefully they turned out good. Jack swears his smoker is like smoking cigarettes. I don't know, man. Nick, if only it were that easy for me to move to California. I can't, man. I do not. I don't know. I can't go that far away from my family. I'm already about 2 hours away. And that's just far enough where I'm outside of the drama, but just close enough where if something serious happens, hey, I'm on my way. I'll see you in about an hour and a half. And yeah, I said it was 2 hours away. All right, Carlos, that's what's up. Nick said you don't want to move out to California. Yo, man, cars? No way. Yep, definitely outside the dramatical radius. All right, I'm gonna get some more ice because I have half one of these things to finish. I'll be right back. Hold on. Don't worry about it. I'll turn it off. Remote? Works. Dude, you are half asleep. Go ahead upstairs to bed, buddy. Taste test number 2 is half sleep. Let's see. R. Lewis says everybody in California is moving to Arizona. Yep. Where is Jay from Jay's Brappin' Barbecue? I guess the people from out east are moving to California, and everybody from California is moving further east to Arizona. Come on. All right. So, my alcoholic fruit punch tonight. It's not bad. Well, Jack, I appreciate you popping in and stopping by. Betty and yourself, I appreciate you guys hanging out. Oh. Well, Nick, I get that. He suggested they're close. Well, Eric, sometimes you know. That's why they call it fishing. Number 2. Yes. Go upstairs to bed. He sat back down. He's half asleep. Izzy Eats, what's going on? Only poultry I do brine is my turkeys. I don't brine the chicken.
Love you.
Love you too, buddy. Good night. Well, Eric, rub it in. Yes. Cheers to you too, sir. We need some white hearts in there too. Red, white, and blue hearts. Izzy, I hope to not have to cook anything tomorrow, but I'll probably cook some chicken thighs. I told you guys, or I told everybody earlier, I got them on sale at Sam's. Let's see. Drink bourbon in the pool. Dad, my wife just drowned in the shallow end. Nah. Easy E says he loves you like a bacon cheeseburger with extra bacon. More power to you. Everybody's saying good night. I'll tell him tomorrow that you guys told him good night. I have not done a dry brine, Eric. Only thing I do brine is turkey. I won't say I have an aversion to salt, but I just don't I try not to over salt things. I'm already heavy-handed, and it doesn't take much for me to over salt something. So putting it in a brine and then seasoning it, yeah. No, Jeffrey. So all of my smokers are water smokers, and there is a definite difference. One of the things that turned me off to smoking things or low cooking things in the Big Green Egg is the drippings hitting the what is it called? The diverter plate in it, and it puts off and it gives you that taste, like a burnt grease taste. I don't like it. So if you notice, the last probably 3, maybe 4 cooks that I've done lower and slower in the Big Green Egg, I've had a water pan, like a half aluminum catering pan in the bottom of the Big Green Egg, for that explicit reason, because I do not like that. It's just like a burnt grease taste, and nope, not a fan. But there are some people that swear by it, and I think the difference is, if you don't know any better, then that's what you're into. I do know better, and I'm not into it. Dry age. We talked about dry age earlier. I do like dry age steaks. Um, it's just a matter of being able to afford them and or going someplace that has them. But I like dry aged steaks. Um, one of the times I went to Fleming's, um, I had a dry aged steak, and you could definitely tell the difference. Like I mean, it's hard to explain. It's just one of those things where you have to experience it, and then once you experience it, you can say you did it, but you're probably not going to be able to explain it to someone else. It's just it's hard to explain. Like I tried to explain it earlier, and I was at a loss for words. Aside from the fact that it really just tastes differently. Meat churches, bird bath, no. Have I? I got a meat church sampler like a long time ago, and I'm not sure if the bird bath was in it or not. Dry brine a turkey just once, easy, no mess. Salt the bird and refrigerate it overnight. Uncover it, works great. Eric, here's the reason why I probably don't dry brine turkeys. I don't have the room, and typically when I'm doing turkeys, I'm doing more than a dozen of them at a time. So me taking a 60 whatever gallon trash can, putting a bag in it, filling it with enough water, and throwing the turkeys in that's what I have to do. Oh, excuse me, indigestion. Um, I don't have enough room to put 12 to 15 or 12 to 16 turkeys in a refrigerator trying to dry brine them. Jeffrey, what is it seems more pure? I know. Let's see. Because I've always cooked with water in my smokers, and I can definitely tell the difference when there's no water versus when there's water. Do I have a preference on knives? Not really. The knives that you see me use when I'm slicing up the brisket and other things like that, I've gotten them cheap from a Restaurant Depot. Those knives were like $11, $12, the absolute most. $15 each, the absolute most. And I've had those knives for a couple years. I keep saying I'm gonna take my knives. There's a guy who sharpens knives down at the farmers market on Tuesday mornings. I keep saying, Sunday mornings. I keep saying I'm going to take my knives down there. I just haven't done it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I guess the taste of the smoked meats or the taste of the dry aged? Which one? Eric, nope. The time or two that I have done a turkey just for us has been one of the ones that was left over, and I kind of just do it the same exact way that I would do it that I'm cooking for anybody else. It works the way that I've done it, and that's it. I mean, Eric, I talked about this earlier. Um, I have cooked so much bad barbecue over such a long period of time that I know better than wanting to waste food. So if I'm cooking, I want to make sure it's the best way possible. It's the best thing possible. Even when I'm cooking for just us, that includes me not doing a whole bunch of experimentation because I experimented with that jerk brisket. I threw the whole thing out. That was $50 down the drain. I just can't do that often. Nick, if you can count putting in the amazing smoking tube into that Weber Smoky Mountain, I do have a Weber Smoky Mountain. Long story short, guy gave me the Weber Smoky Mountain for a Yelp review. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Uh, Yep. I don't do injections either. I am a keep it simple type dude, man. I'll tell you, I don't want to see track marks in my turkey. Art Lewis says he's still cooking bad barbecue and still learning. Dude, man, you have to get through those dark ages, man. Eric, the problem with, again, I can try something new and it be delicious, but it's not what we're used to. And there's a difference between me cooking something the same way and it's delicious 19 times, but that 20th time, I do something different and I'll get reactions like, "Oh, this is different. I wasn't expecting this," or, "Oh, well, is it bad?" No, it's not bad. It's just not what I was expecting. I wanted it this way, and this is not how it was. So it's like, it's again, it is. I won't say detrimental, but it is determined by the cost of the cut and or how the willingness for me to experiment and stuff. Izzy, I would love to get one of those, man. That's like been not the holy grail, but that's always been one of those. Everybody, who was anybody had one of those smokers, and I would love to get one. But let's see, Super Bowl party this year. He's just scared he's gonna mess up the ribs, and they turned out okay. Yeah, man. You know what I tell you? The times when I'm most confident are the times when I mess up, and the times when I'm worried are the times when I excel. I tell you, man, I worry about every single cook. There's not a cook that doesn't go by that I don't worry. If I don't hear back from the person who ordered the food, or if I don't hear positive feedback, I worry. And that's just me, though. Yeah, Eric, I like I said, track marks, because you can see where the injection happened and where the pocket of the butter and the seasoning is, and that's just not my thing. Jack, you know what? But see, that's the thing, because I can attest the fact that it did not suck. It's just when I use a certain set of seasonings to get something done, and if I do something different, my wife is like, "Oh, that's different. Like, I wasn't expecting that. Like, oh, what do we have here?" And it's not that it's always in the worst way or a bad way. It's the expectations are one thing, and expectations, reality, or expectations, reality. It depends. Huh. Yeah. Eric says he can get the one that Smoking Joe has. I think's a beast. Oh man, I would love to get that grill. Woo. Man, I almost had buyer's remorse because the day I bought that grill home was the day Smoking Joe released that video, and I was like, "Oh my gosh." Then I looked at the price tag and I was like, "Oh my gosh." All right, Nick, thank you very much for hanging out. Greatly appreciated. Hey, on your way out, if you haven't already, please hit that like button, that thumbs up for me. I'd greatly appreciate it. Not only does it make me feel good, it really, really helps my channel and these videos. So, yes. Have you guys told anyone else about this live stream? It's like, hey, man, you should hang out with this guy. He kind of knows what he's talking about as far as barbecue, and he'll keep you entertained, to say the least, right? Yeah, I am done. Like, oof. This morning was a 4:30 morning, and I am tired. It is almost 11 o'clock, 10:50, and yeah, I'm tired. Well, Jeffrey, thank you very much. All right, another quick story. I get a message on Facebook Messenger from a car friend of mine, right? And he's like, "Hey man, how's it going?" Blah blah blah. Kind of, we exchange some small talk and stuff like that. And he's like, "Oh, next time I'm, in country, next time I'm back home, I'm gonna hit you up." He hit me up for either Christmas or Thanksgiving one year, and I mean he had a spread. Nonetheless, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna hit you up when I get back in the area." Blah blah blah. I'm like, "Nah, like you're doing more important things right now, protecting the country. Do you, bro? Do you like don't?" I'm like, "Don't concern yourself with me." He's like, "Oh man, nah, we good." So we got a small talk out of the way, and then he says, "Hey," so he's like, "Dig this." He's like, "Oh, one of my buddies just got a smoker for Christmas or Father's Day. It might have been Father's Day." He's like, and he said, "I want to." He said his buddy invited him over. He's like, "Yeah, man, I want to show you this guy that I see online. He lives not too far from where we live, and he knows his stuff, right?" He didn't say stuff. He knows his stuff, and I was like, "Word, like okay, well, like I'm thinking he's telling me this so he can tell me about this particular channel so I can look the channel up." He's like, "Yo, I get to my man crib. Who do I see on the TV but your ass?" I was like, "Word?" He was like, "Yo, my man is stationed in Japan." He was like, "Yo, you got cats watching your channel worldwide, dog. Worldwide." I'm like, "Well, that feels real good, man. Real good." I'm like, "Yeah." He said, "Yo," he's like, I told him, he's like, "Yo, that's my man." He's like, he's, Volkswagen, cool cat, blah, blah, blah. I had his food. I've ordered from him, this, that, and the other. He was like, dude didn't believe him. He was like, "Nah, Wayne, there ain't no way you know this." He's like, "You don't know that, dude." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yo, I know him." He's like, "I know him. I've ordered food from him and everything." He was like, "Really?" He's like, "Man, keep doing what you're doing." He's like, "You got cats around the world watching what you're doing." He's like, "Man, that is awesome." Oh, man, I wish. Well, R. Lewis, I appreciate you. Definitely. Man, Maceo. I feel like I want to bust out into some James Brown. But yes, 4:30 in the morning comes early, and this morning, oh boy, it was no different. Shoot, D, if only I could send them or have some beef sent from over there. What? Like, gosh, some Kobe beef? What? Or some Wagyu? Mm, man, I'm about to fall asleep dreaming about it right now. Ooh. Like, seriously. Gosh, I would love to be able to try some of that stuff. All right, guys. Well, we are going to be closing it out soon and very soon. You guys have any other questions? I know I put a question or two off until the second hour. And I just want to double check and see if you guys have any questions before I take my butt to bed. Mm-hmm. I can do that. I have to do that from my phone. I was like, oh, no one reminded me to make the video go live tomorrow morning. That's usually been my problem on Thursday nights. Is I don't set the video to go live on Thursday. Excuse me. That's been my problem on Wednesday nights, not to set the video to go live on Thursday. So, all right. Well, any other questions, guys, before we get out of here? Well, D, have a good one, and have fun and good luck with your cook. Oh man, I am struggling. A handyman. All right. Thank you very much for popping in and hanging out. Definitely appreciate that. Anybody else? All right, John. Have a good one, sir. Hopefully all is well and right as rain. Fireworks. You gotta stop and listen. You hear, and then you're. I don't even know where these cats get these fireworks because they are illegal in Maryland. Now I do know they're not illegal in Pennsylvania. You know, that's typically how it works. They're legal in one state, not illegal in others. Or the ones that you can get in Maryland are ground effects type fireworks, which are corny. Nobody likes those. Kevin, how you doing, man? I'm chilling. It's time for bed. Almost. I'm trying to go for 2 hours here. We have another 4 minutes and wait, it's another 3, 2, 1. 4 minutes left. Kevin, man, nothing much going on. I'm chilling like a villain, cooling like a fan. Liquid up. Liquid is slightly off camera. I drank this tonight. It's a fruit punch, alcohol infused fruit punch. Actually pretty good. Yep, a little bit left in there. I don't think I'll be able to get that out. What? Nice. Big up. Definitely, John. First place. What race or was she running? Was she an election? What type of race? You gotta narrow it down, man. And if she was running, what event was she running? Keep running. Keep on running. I'm glad this is so late in the game. No one will actually watch this all the way to the end, and they won't know how bad my singing is when I'm slightly intoxicated. Peachtree race. All right. John, you gotta be. I don't know what that is, man. What's the Peachtree race? Is it actually running on foot, or is it like growing a peach tree, see who can grow the biggest tree or something? Like, what? All right, Jack. Betty, thank you guys for hanging out and talking to me for a while. Enjoy your 4th, guys. Hey, Kent, you still here? He was talking about the Chrome. Okay, track. Thank you. What event does she run like the one? I used to run track, man. You can speak to me in track. I know what track events are. Does she run the 1 or the 2, the 4, the 8, the 1500, the 4x1, 4x2, 4x4, 4x8? Come on, man. Tell me. Not only did I run track, I threw shot from my high school. So, yeah. Yes, Kevin, they are heavy. But you know what? As soon as I hang up, well, I don't say hang up. As soon as I get off here, I'm going to turn off my alarm for tomorrow. Because I don't need the alarm tomorrow. Even though I'll probably still be up early as the day is long. Come on, John. Now Kevin, I hope to not have to cook that daggone thing. It's gonna be hot here tomorrow, and I'd rather get paid to cook. That's usually my excuse. All right. John says she runs the 400, the 800, the 4x4, the 4x1, and the 5K. Woo, goodness. Yo, I could not do the middle and long distance at all. Yo, I ran the. It wasn't even an event. I had to run the 400. The way our school was set up in a triangle, So if you kept walking, you would, basically end up the same place where you started. Well, we went up onto the second floor and practiced inside the building. Now this is indoor season, so we practiced in the building because it was too cold to be outside in Philadelphia. Man, my track coach was like, "All right, we're gonna run the 400 today." I'm like, "Well, what's the 400?" I'm whispering to my teammates, "Yo, how do you run the 400?" My man was like, "Yo, you sprint 400, you sprint the 400." He was like, "Yo, it's the hardest race ever. You sprint the entire time." I was like, "All right." So coach is like, no real competition. We just trying to get some preliminary times, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna give it my all, right? Even though I know I'm doing field events, I'm throwing shot put. That's the whole point of me being there. I was throwing shot. That was it. Throwing shot, going to the weight room. Throwing shot, going to the weight room. I'm like, yo, coach, can I go to the weight room? He's like, nah, I want everybody to warm up and practice today. All right, wow. My man said, go ahead and throw the shot out there. See what you can do. I'm like, okay. He had this hop back method, and I pushed the thing out. And it didn't go very far in the beginning. But towards the end, yes. But anyway, running around the building, running the 400, never again. I did it once and once only. Once I knew what it was, Woo. ACO, goodness gracious. Woo. Zach says he's been binge watching, man. Binge watch them comments too, man. That's what's up, John. He said she made the local news. I never made the news when I ran track. I wasn't that good. I was the best in my school throwing shot, but other than that, no. But I threw 45 feet, about 40, 45 feet, and it was cats that were throwing 50 plus. Yeah. Throwing shot is a matter of inches. And yeah, I came up short. Alright guys, so I just want to say thank you so very much again for hanging out. If you haven't already, please hit that like button on the way out. Kevin, I have cooked on the new grill already. Friday and or Saturday there will be videos of me cooking. Man, John, 50-yard. Excuse me. I at least made it longer than 50-yard dash, man. I used to tell people all the time, and I still tell people, I'm fat, but I'm fit. Like, I made it to the 300-yard mark, and when I say I hit a brick wall, dog, it was like, because the hallway was 300 yards, and then we had to go past where we started and then run through the finish. Man, oh man. I hit that brick wall, and it was like 300 meters. I'm like, now mind you, I'm not the fastest one on the team, at all. But it was 70 pounds ago, but still, wasn't the fastest one on the team. You know what I mean? So, like I said, we started off and we run, and a couple of my classmates were our 4x100 runners, and they were the anchors on the 4x1. So it was three of them that were two of them. Then we had a junior. I was a senior. We had a junior, and then we had a sophomore. Yo, those cats could run. And when I'm like, yo, my man, his name's Kiwanis. I'm like, yo, Kiwanis, how do you run a 400? He was like, flat out. Like, really, how do you run it? He's like, sprint the whole time. I'm like, all right. Coach is like, 100 down, 200 down. I'm like, oh, yo, this hurt, yo. And they're all done at this point. I'm like, 300. Oh, man, I died and was like, yo, that last 50 yards, I mean, it was like I was speed walking. It was a brisk walk. I walked over that line, and everybody else is running, like, around the hallway again, like, jogging. Yo, I stopped. caught my breath to the point where I told my track coach, Big, I ain't never running a 400 again. I'm going to weight room. He was like, all right. He didn't even argue with me. He was like, all right. Oh my gosh, man. Dude, oh my goodness. I learned that day. Yo, you do not want big man. Yo, that's why they make the big man run a 40-yard dash. That's all they got in him. 40 yards, man. Yo, he made me run 400. No, that's 10 times as far as I can run. Ain't no way. Man, I tell that story every now and again because it was the absolute truth. It wasn't the absolute truth. Like, yo, I'm telling you, as out of breath as I was, I told my track coach, who was my advisor, his name was Baker, Mr. Baker, we called him Bake. Bake, I ain't never running 400 again. Like on my knees, hands on my knees, bent over. I ain't never running 400 again. But I did it. And I think it gave me, kudos because I actually did it. I didn't just cop out and be like, yo, I ain't running. I actually did it before I made the decision, the executive decision that I was never running 400 again. And I didn't have to. But I used to practice with my team, ran, and we used to have to run, warm up. Then I would be throwing the shot up. Yo, my running days were way over. I was a senior in high school and I didn't want to run. Definitely. All right, guys. We are sorry that rambly kind of story went on for a while, but I want to thank you guys for hanging out. Really do appreciate it. Really, you guys can't be anywhere else, but you chose to hang out with me, and that really makes me feel good. So I can't say thank you enough. You guys enjoy your holiday. Be safe out there tomorrow. And yes, thank you. And I am gone.